graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
What a game, man. That was something. Oh, that was something. That was crazy. Before I break everything down, okay, I know I didn't say that I was going to come back on live, and that was because a lot was going through my mind, okay? First of all, the stream kept cutting out. That was not good, and I was like, you know what, I gotta find a way to come back on here, because you can't just leave it on a note like that. You really can't. First and foremost, okay, I know I'm probably going to have to repeat this again, but I want to say this from the top. I will post the video of me doing the mashed potato later because we did get to 6,000 subscribers. I can't believe that we got there tonight. I figured the only way that was going to happen is if it went into extra innings. And, of course, the Cubs and the Phillies just wanted it to work out that way. And the Phillies just had to win it in the most dramatic fashion. But off the very top of this, I truly 1,000% mean what I said on that stream about you guys, okay? Like, I'm very thankful for my parents. I'm very thankful for my friends and my family. And I'm really lucky. I'm very, very lucky that I'm able to do this. But you guys, golly, you guys are the ones that really keep this channel growing. Without you, there is no us, as my friend would say. My friend Longball McLovin, and I always have to take those words. I'm so ecstatic that we got to 6,000, and I can't process that. I really can't. I am just stunned. But yes, so I wanted you to hear a heartfelt message from me. It's just really hard when it's in the middle of the game because there's still a lot, especially in that time, like there's a lot of things going on. And it was out of my control. And so I was thinking, well, you know, like, do I give a little speech? Like, you know, do I say something? And I wanted to just wait. I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to, you know, go off during the game because especially then, like, it's extra innings and I got to call the game. Like, that's my job. But now that the game is done, I truly, truly thank you all. I almost broke down. I meant everything that I said. I'm humble. I'm humbled by you guys. I'm blessed with you all, and I just want us to continue to put out good content. I want the Phillies to do well. I'm a fan at heart. I'm a fan at heart with all the Philadelphia teams that are out there. And I want to continue to push more content. I'm so happy I got that gimbal today. That's going to even encourage me more to do more IRL streaming, in real life streaming, and that's going to be great. But with all of that stuff aside, okay, let's dive into this game. Okay, yeah, let's be sure to do all of that. Thank you all so much, seriously. Yeah, okay. You can call on into the show to 610-314-0844, but before I even take phone calls, okay, I was ticked off. I was ticked off with this team. This team found a way to make me so damn frustrated during those first 10 innings. The first 10 innings really ticked me off. They had so many chances Okay, let me get this out real quick, and then I will get to the positive. They had so many opportunities, leaving guys on base, struggling to get guys in with runners in scoring position. Here we go again, I said. Here we go again. I still don't understand why they did not walk Pete Crow Armstrong in that 10th inning. Or in the 11th inning. That was stupid. It was stupid. That's what it was. He's one of the best hitters in baseball. And first base is wide open. What are you doing? Even analytics tell you it's a righty versus a lefty. And I'm not even for analytics. But even the analytics would hate that. And I'm just saying that because Rob is an analytics guy. That's just dumb. That's flat out dumb. Okay. I had to rub my eyes in that bottom of the 11th. I still can't believe what I saw. I still can't believe what I saw, folks. JT hit an opposite field RBI single. He didn't ground into a double play. He didn't ground out. He hit the ball, and it went to right field. And it was a beautiful swing. And he drove in Castellanos. Castellanos ran. And actually ran with a lot of speed for him, you know? And then I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to bunt. There's no way in heck that they are going to bunt here. JT's not a bunter. Brandon Marsh? What? Bryson Stott? Stott bunts this thing down the third base line. It's like this team has been bunting all this time. He made it look so good. That was a good bunt. That was a very good bunt. Otto Kemp comes up and he's bunting the ball? What? Oh my gosh. Otto Kemp draws a bunt down the third base line. I'm thinking he's clearly not going to bunt either. And they bunted two perfectly executed bunts. And Brandon Marsh, out of all people, Chicago's waving the white flag. They're saying, get in the outfielder to come on in towards the infield because clearly he's going to ground out. There's no way he's going to fly out here. And Marsh hits one into the gap. It probably would have been a base hit anyways, or even a sac fly. I'm stunned. They did not deserve to win this game. They with everything that happened. Okay, this was the same game where Edmundo Sosa hits a ball out to right field, doesn't look up, and gets thrown out at second base, and he was dead at second. This was the same game where Trey Turner is dancing off of first base in that fifth or in that fourth inning. I can't seem to remember, but I know that Kyle Schwarber had the bat in his hands with 2 strikes, and this guy's dancing off of first base, and he is so wide off the bag, and he gets picked off right there. This was also the same game where Nick Castellanos tried to extend a single into a double, and you could have even put in, you could have even put a car at second base, or even a tow truck, or whatever it was, and he would have been out before even reaching the tow truck. This is the same game we're talking about. How did they do this? I don't know. I don't know how they pulled this one out of their butt. I am just stunned that not only were you down 3-2 when you were, but God, Kemp and Stott with back-to-back bunts after an RBI single by JT, and then you want to throw in a Brandon Marsh hit to the outfield? Are we watching the same TV? Did you guys that watched the game see what I just saw? Because I'm stunned. They won because of small ball. It's like, holy heck. We've been saying for all this time that they need to play small ball. And it worked. It's like we've been right all along. Oh my gosh. Yeah. With all the base running mishaps. And you know what? Otto Kemp had an error. Otto Kemp had an error at third base. The ball bounced under his glove on a routine ground ball. But Otto Kemp also had a beautiful diving catch. Also had a nice jumping catch, too, I'm pretty sure. He made two really good plays. I don't know what to make of this. Sure, they beat the Cubs. Sure, it feels good to win. But is this win going to sweep everything else under the carpet? I don't know. But I really have a theory here. And then you guys can call it into the show. You guys can come talk. You guys can do whatever. Okay? Something told me that Dave Dombrowski went up to Rob Thompson and said, Johan Rojas, if you don't let Johan Rojas bunt here, you're getting fired. I bet you that Dave pulled Rob into his office. Something had to have happened. Okay, because Rojas was not bunting before. And we were talking about how Rojas couldn't even bunt. He laid down two really good bunts today. Something got into Rob's psyche. Somebody got into Rob's psyche or into his head and said, you know what, we got to bunt. If you don't bunt here, you're gone. Something happened. That's my theory. Because it wasn't like Rob was doing this before. Why would he make him bunt now? Why would he have... I mean, they bunted 4 times in this game. I don't think that they bunted 4 times in a game since 2 years ago. Back-to-back bunts? When was the last time that happened? Back-to-back bunts. Can somebody tell me? Was it this year? No. Crazy. I will take this W. But, gosh, I feel bad for being negative and for looking at this not in the right way. Like, I'm happy for Zack Wheeler for the team getting the win. I wish that he would have gotten the win himself. The bullpen is still a problem. But let's also call this what it is. I mean, gosh, in the 10th inning, who pitched in the 10th? I couldn't even focus on who was pitching, but whoever pitched in the 10th inning actually did a damn good job. Orion did a really good job in the 9th. I can't rely on Orion all the time. I can't rely on this bullpen all the time. But, man, I think Romano did pitch, if I'm not mistaken. But Strom gave up the homer. But I thought that the bullpen overall, even Carlos Hernandez, I know they gave up the hit to Pete Crow Armstrong, but he shouldn't have pitched to Pete Crow Armstrong. And look, that's a really good batter. I know that you got to execute and you got to get him out, but I kind of gave him a little pass there, and maybe that's a little bit flawed. But I thought that the other times he actually looked really good. Not saying that he's going to be this reliable ninth inning guy at all whatsoever, or that you can put him in high leverage spots, because I don't really feel that way at all. But they were playing the baseball that they played was so bad during the first half of this game. Like, pretty much throughout the whole 3 hours. The first 3 hours of this game, it was bad, guys. It was terrible. It was putrid. Then all of a sudden, they just, I don't know. I don't know if they hit like the afterlife, or if they just woke up in a dream or something and just felt like, that they could just bunt. I don't know. They had this team had 16 hits tonight. They had 12 hits going into the 12th inning. or the 11th inning. 12 hits and only got 2 runs. That's bad. We got a $10 super chat from Tiff.
Everyone here wants to buy you a beverage.
I appreciate you, Tiff. I really do. Gosh. How did they win this one? I don't know. But on the night that Zack Wheeler got his 1,000 strikeout, they did pull it out. Somehow, some way. I can't be the only one that has a lot of thoughts on this. I'm sure that you guys do too. Calling into the show. Text on here. I mean, my gosh. I had to come back live. I just again, like, a lot was going through my mind after they walked it off, and my audio was cutting in and cutting out. I was like, there's no way that I could do this. Like, there's no way I could do a post-game show throughout this, and I probably should have said, well, I'm going to go live for a post-game show after this. I didn't, but it's all right. We have a phone caller. Let's get the phone caller on here. Let's do it. Okay. Let's do that right now. All right. 1 second. 1 second. Bluetooth is not connecting. Where's Bluetooth? Where's Bluetooth? Why isn't it connecting now? Oh, it's because it's not on. There it is. All right. Where is it? Yo, Tiff! What's up, Tiff? Can you hear me?
Jay, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Jay, what do you want to say?
Hey, congratulations, JJ. Great job.
You guys, man, are such incredible people. Like, not only are you so generous, but you guys are beyond that. You guys are just such incredible human beings, and I always love talking to you guys after these games. I really do. Like, you have no clue. Like, I feel so humbled. And especially with you guys out there, you guys are just absolutely incredible, and I can't say enough phenomenal things about you guys. I really can't.
Oh, that means so much. I mean, I am born Chicago. Like, I was born in Hinsdale, Illinois, and I can't stand the Cubs. So God bless everyone who said that.
It's crazy.
I am a South Sider born in a very nice neighborhood, and I lived in River North.
That's right.
Like, in all seriousness, I should be like in Wrigley right now cheering them on, but no, I will take the White Sox all day. The losers that they are.
It says a lot about your character, though. It really does. I mean,
I'll drive a nice car, and I will not name my kid Mercedes. I will not.
Wow.
I will not. Or
wow.
Alexis.
You guys.
Yeah, not naming my kids that. Nope.
That's crazy.
No, we keep it real around here. And I mean, we were muting it and just being like, okay, what is appropriate? And because, you know, we love Jesus, but we cuss a little around here.
Oh.
And I think everyone does.
Yeah.
You know, but we got to keep it classy in the chat.
For sure.
That's how we roll.
For sure.
But no, we were calling in we are so happy for you. That's a big deal.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're so happy for you. Like, we know the grind.
Yeah. It's like, I always tell people, man, like, when it comes to doing this, like, there's a lot that you have to sacrifice. There's a lot of time that you have to take, and you have to take a bet on yourself. And with everything that I've been putting on into this, it's just it is so rewarding, especially on nights like this. Like, when you hear so many people that are just reaching out to you, or just when people are, especially with the way that the game ended, like, that was actually a really fitting ending. Like,
it really was a great game.
It was. That was insane.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, because the game's blacked out for us. We can't watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just happy that I definitely see like the riches of doing it this way. Like I told people again, like what I said on my stream was so true. Like the Phillies radio announcer Scott Fransky, who came to my school. I always talk to everybody that I network with at all these networking programs because it is so important to stay after and to talk to these people and just get to know them and also network with the other people around them as well, the people that are there for the networking. And so, like when Scott really told me that I have to get reps, like, with all due respect, he said, like with all the Blue Rocks, like the Blue Coats games that you've done, like how many did you do a week? And I could only count on one finger. I could only count on one hand. And he said that you have to get reps. You have to swing, and you got to take batting practice. And I really just used this platform to do that first. And then as soon as I pressed live, probably the second week doing this, I realized this is not just for getting reps. Like this could be something even more powerful, and you can really make a community on here because what radio and TV don't have is they don't have an interaction, a live interaction with the fans. And that is so powerful.
You know who Harry Carey is, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Obviously.
yes. Oh, yes.
The Cubs guy. I mean, but he didn't have what we do now.
Yep.
I mean, now you literally can build a community.
You can. Like that, especially for baseball, it's so
cool.
great.
And you have done a tremendous job. You and I'm thankful, for CeeLo.
I am too.
For sending us, to your channel.
Yep, he's an awesome guy.
And see, it's like you build a community, but then you build a community within a community. It's just baseball. A game is a game. We all want our teams to win. I'm from Chicago. Do not like the Cubs. I would say what I really think, but I won't. At the end of the day, it is the environment, and you just have a very positive one. And I am I was like watching the numbers that you had up. I'm like, come on. I'm like texting my friends. I'm like, come on.
Oh my gosh. Stop. Oh my gosh. You guys are insane. Oh.
We are. We have dogs for kids. We have four-legged fur children. That's what we have.
Oh.
And we are more than happy because we don't have to pay tuition for them.
That's true. That's so true. It's so true.
We paid off our student loan.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got an Indiana Hoosier and ASU Sun Devil up in this house.
Wow.
So.
Yep.
Yes, our dogs have not graduated, dog school because they're kind of dumb. But
they did puppy kindergarten, though, right?
You said did what now?
They did puppy kindergarten, though, right? Did you guys do a puppy kindergarten?
Jay, what would you say? Puppy kindergarten?
No, they're idiots.
No, they're still adorable, though. Oh, gosh.
One's brain is the size of Walt. I mean, it's like they're morons.
They do know English, though.
Oh my gosh,
do
you
they
guys
not?
are funny. Oh man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, but we were just like, oh my gosh, I think we were rooting for you more than the Phillies tonight.
Thank you so much.
We are so happy for you. I mean, that's a big deal. Just to keep people's attention span that long. I have no attention span. None. No, I am a millennial. I am one of those selfish, only child people.
I feel that.
People.
I'm like a millennial too. I really am. I definitely am starting to kind of, understand that. And I've come to actually accept it. Like people always say that, you act like you're older than your age. And I'm like, yeah, like that's cool, but I also feel like that I definitely have a kid in me. Like I definitely have, that just like that youthfulness, you know?
Yeah, but you've got that grit, though. You've got grit and, like, the determination. That's why I love that you were saying earlier, you know, about the, you know, when you talk to, you know, the people, when you would go to the, you know, conferences, things like that. And, you know, I heard you say I did not know you were from Jersey.
I am from Jersey, yeah. South Jersey. It's crazy. Like right outside of Philly. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I love you guys so much. You guys are the best, seriously.
Oh,
and
well, we believe in you, and we think, you know, the world of you, and we don't want to tie up your line. I mean, I could talk to you all night.
You guys are awesome.
I mean, I'm so happy for the Phillies because literally there's been a game on, be it the Pacers game or another game.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, but JJ's on. And we're like, they lost again. They lost. It was like 3 losses in a row. And we're like, oh, shoot.
I know. It's
and
hard.
We're like, oh, let them beat the Cubs, please.
Yep. I know.
So.
I know. My whole mindset today was, you know, don't really like, I mean, like, do the play-by-play and, like, invest in the game, but like, don't attach yourself to it because at this point,
exactly.
like, you can't really expect.
On the team.
Right. Like, you can't really expect, like, what's going to happen, and you just got to have fun. Like, that's really what it is. Like, you have to have fun. And
I think that's where the importance of your channel comes in.
Yes.
Is that's where people can have fun.
Sure. Absolutely.
And I think people need to know that. I think people need to engage in that.
Yep.
That, you know what? It's a welcoming space, and they can come in there and they can say their feelings.
Sure. Absolutely.
And, you know, appropriately, of course, because, I mean, there are sometimes that I've typed words that I've had to, like, you know, hit the backspace.
It happens to me. It really does. Like that's like what makes you a human.
Like,
it really does.
So meant shut something up. Yeah, I'm like and Jay's like, yes, Tiffany, but you don't need to put that. and
I'm laughing because I know the exact feeling. I really do. I get that. You guys are the best. I love you guys, man. I gotta keep the line moving, but man, I love you guys so much. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Congratulations. Go have mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, a beer, a screwdriver, a bourbon, some whiskey.
Oh, I could go for a screwdriver.
Go call your girlfriend. I don't do you whatever you want to do.
Thanks so much. You guys are so sweet. All right, I love you guys. Bye.
We love you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, they're so sweet. They really are. They're so awesome. Oh my gosh. I want to re-chat. I have to re-chat, dude. I really do. Yeah. It was a sweet bunch, says Doug. It really was. Lydia, what's going on? I just can't believe that they won in the fashion the way that they did. They played great baseball in that 11th inning and played sucky baseball in the first 10 innings. If you were to put a gun at my head, especially after that 10th inning, I said that it's over. In my head, I said it's over. Like, there's no way that they're coming back from this. Even with the ghost runner, they're going to find a way to screw that up. And I was nervous because I even thought that the Cubs were going to get that extra run home because we didn't even talk about this too, but JT has to catch that ball. That gets by him. He does. He has to catch the ball that gets right on by him. That was bad. That was egregious. That was terrible. But they did it. They did it. They pulled it out, and they got the win. Crowley says, are the Phillies back? I'm not going to go there. I'm not going there at all because, again, they played 10 frustrating innings, but they left you with They left you with just this new thing that's just like, you read a book, okay? You read a book. The book has a lot of phenomenal reviews, okay? And you just get it. It's brand new, and people are giving it high praise, okay? And the first 12 chapters suck. The first 12 chapters stink. And you're like, why am I doing this? Okay, why am I picking up this book? Like, why have I invested all my time into this? And you have 100 pages left. Or granted, 50 pages left. Okay, how does chapter 1 relate to chapter 3? How does chapter 3 relate to chapter 9? Like what are all these things going on? Like, you're getting really frustrated about the book. And then you read the last 2 chapters. And you're like, oh. Like, what? What did I just read? This was not what I expected. I didn't expect this ending. But that's how this related to this? This is what led up to that event, and that event led up to, like, this being the climax? Really? Now I kind of see why people were into that book. Because it just makes you think to yourself, huh? And then you just ask questions, and then it's like, well, why did it end like this? Like, how, if they were to make a sequel out of this, how would it continue? Like, I have to know. I have to know what's going to go on in book number 2, just because even though those first 12 chapters were terrible, the last 2 made it actually make sense. But you have to read the first 12 chapters, and then you get rewarded with a twist. I hope that makes sense. That's what I felt like happened tonight. Charles is here. What's up, Charles Chaplin? You're awesome, man. Says we try, but mostly fail at keeping it classy. Nah, you guys are good. You really are. You keep everything very entertaining. And I said it tonight. I said that, like when I'm in my groove, like I want to make sure that I do my talking, but obviously I love the engagement with you guys, and if I can't think of something to say, like I really do, I love the convos. I love the conversations. I do. I absolutely love the conversations. It's a big milestone for this channel. It's not just me. It's for all of us, man. Like, we're gonna continue to produce more and more Phillies content, more and more Eagles content. And again, like I just got the gimbal. I got the gimbal, and the ideas for this are just insane of what's gonna happen to this channel. I'm excited. It's a good balance with JJ. Amazing balance. Nobody else has that personality or cares as much about his audience. Oh, don't make me blush, Joe. Caller, whoever you are, wow, thanks so much for calling on in. And Panthers W. Yeah, shout out to the Panthers. Shout out to, can't believe I'm saying this, but I guess shout out to Brad Marchand. Shout out to Bob, really, Bobrovsky, for just continuing to dominate. But yeah, what you said is true. I again appreciate your kind words. I'm humbled by what you say. I love it when you calling in, Joe. Like, I love it when we get other people on here to call on in, because again, it's just really rewarding, and it just makes this seem more real, It makes it more wholesome. And I love that. But yeah, that's how I feel about this team. I'm really shocked that they got this win, and it's just I want to know what they do tomorrow. They went to a whole different script, a whole different game plan. It's like that they just pulled this out of their pocket when nobody saw it coming. Who saw? Be honest with me. Like, Type in chat right now. Who really thought that JT was going to get the RBI single there? We'll start with that. Who thought? Who thought that JT was going to get a hit there? Can somebody, be honest with me? Who really thought JT was going to get a hit there? Who really thought that Bryson Stott was going to show bunt after JT got on with the hit? And Otto Kemp with a bunt? Were all three of those things, all three of those consecutive things in your bingo cards? Because if they were, you're insane. I bet you that 9 out of 10 people would have said, no, that's not going to happen. JT actually, we're not in this position if JT actually didn't even beat out the double play that he got, that he hit. But to be fair, he shouldn't have hit that ball on the ground. But I'm just stunned. I'm stunned. Did I say I'm stunned? I'm shocked. I don't know. I'm not back in, but let's just let this play out. Let's see where this goes. The Cubs certainly had chances. Zack Wheeler, I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but Zack Wheeler was by far the MVP of this game. Phillies needed Zack Wheeler back. And Zack Wheeler today actually got run support. As weird as that sounds, he got Phillies run support. Phillies were not giving us a damn. They were not giving us a lick of anything positive. And even the two runs that they scored today, they weren't really positive runs, folks. They were not really good runs. But the last two? Yeah. Oh, yes. Otto Kemp had his first major league hit tonight and scored his first major league run. And he had a bunt single. He's now batting .300. Your baseball team tonight had 12 hits and 2 runs scored in the first 10 innings. 12 hits and 2 runs scored in the first 10 innings. And again, I'm going to say this. They had 3 terrible mishaps on the bases. They had an error from Otto Kemp. Rojas, actually, the unsung hero tonight, the unsung hero in tonight's game is Johan Rojas for making that catch out in right center field and having Matt Strom's back to end that 8th inning, because that ball goes into the gap. And the camera operators, I'm sorry, I usually give them praise with NBC Sports Philadelphia. I usually do, but when that was a terror, they just did not follow the ball there. And I could even see it. Usually I follow the camera. I wasn't going to get fooled. I followed the ball, and Rojas had it all the way. And I made that catch in the alleyway to take away a big hit. That's a hit, game over. That's game. That's game. If Rojas doesn't make that catch. Unbelievable. So what happens tomorrow? Where do we go from here? Colin Ray's going to pitch. And Mick Abel's going to go out there, too, for Philadelphia. It'd be great for Mick Abel to get a win. It'd be really nice for the Phillies to give him some type of run support. Do you keep Trey Turner in the leadoff spot with Bryson Stott playing? I think so. I think at this point you keep it and you see how it goes. I'm fine with Kyle Schwarber in the cleanup spot. Schwarber actually had better at-bats today, guys. Really. It's really awesome. Schwarber had some really good plate appearances today. I talked about him chasing in the month of June. Today, he was actually a reason why you were also involved in the game. His at-bats that he put up today got Colin Ray out. He had a couple of at-bats where he fought. There was one at-bat where he had an 0-2 count, and then he took a curveball in the dirt that I've seen them chase after, like, in, I would say, like 5 of his last 8 games, 6 of his last 8 games, where he just chases after just these terrible pitches that Schwarber doesn't usually swing at, and he took some. He looked locked in, is what I'm really trying to say. He battled back from that 0-2 count, got on with a walk, and what was his second at-bat, I believe. Was that his second at-bat? It was, because he grounded out to first in his first at-bat. So, and then he walked again the next time he came back up. So, yeah. I thought Schwarber had a good day today, too. If we can beat the Cubs, I'm happy with that. I'll take that any day. Matt Boyd today, 8 hits, 1 earned run, 6 innings. Keller allowed 3 hits in 1 in the third. Yet we couldn't get a run off of him, but it took us to get to Palencia. And Danny Palencia, let's be honest, Palencia he's only given up 2 runs since April 19th. Since April 19th, Palencia has only given up 2 runs. To be fair, yes, the ghost runner was at second. But again, I ask you again, who thought that they were going to win this game? Who? When they were down 3-2. You're telling me that a guy who has pitched a total of 23 innings this year, in his last 18 innings, he's only given up 2 runs. And the Phillies were going to beat that guy today? After not hitting off of Paul Skeens, after not hitting off of, like, even just bad bullpen arms. That's who they beat? Crazy. JJ, have you ever watched WWE as a kid? No, I have not. I do think that I would get into it. I do. And probably I've heard from people that now really is the time to do it because the storylines are awesome. I know if I got invested into it, I probably would absolutely love it. Again, if you guys want to call in, you can. 610-314-0844. How did they win? How on earth did they win this game? You talk to me, like, let me know how you are feeling. Are you shocked? Are you happy? Are you, like where do you go from here? We went from watching a team that has lost 9 of their last 10 games to playing really awful baseball to today where they played 10 bad innings. And that stuff got washed away. It got swept under the carpet because of JT's RBI single. That wasn't just a lucky single. That was a hit. It was a hit. And small ball. And by the way, Craig Counsell, what a jerk. What an absolute jerk he is. That guy is crying over everything. This Cubs team, you know who they remind me of? They remind me of the Houston Rockets. Remember when the Sixers played the Rockets this year And I don't think we streamed this game, but the Sixers almost actually came back and beat the Rockets, even when they were tanking. And the Rockets are just crying over every freaking foul. Every time that there was a non-call, Alex Şengün is crying wolf to the refs. I felt like that we saw that again, and we've been seeing that throughout this whole entire regular season series against the Cubs. You saw Matt Shaw get really frustrated after, a ball was hit on the ground after both of those bunts, and he had to go chase them down, and he was complaining to the umpire and has to get a new glove because there was a little hole in the glove, he thought. And he had to get a new glove. And then the manager, Craig Counsell, just gets ejected over Otto Kemp hitting this little dinky single. And he thought that maybe that there was some interference there. Grow up. Grow up. Really. Annoying. Even though the Phillies did not deserve to win, they gave it to the Cubs on the chin at the end, and I'm actually really, the more that I process and I digest this, the happier I am with this win, just because the Cubs are just annoying. Never felt that way about a Cubs team, but this one, it's so slimy. It's disgusting. It's ew. After every call, the manager just goes out there and just has words like, get out of here. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. There's a difference between standing up for your team and then just absolutely crying to the umpire. Let's start winning now. Otto Kemp isn't too bad, says AJP. Made a nice diving catch. Also made a good jumping catch, too. Joe says, not I. I didn't think that the Phillies were going to win this, he said. AJP says, toward the trade deadline, it's time to trade Marsh and get some pitching in the pen. I still want another outfielder, dude. I would love them to call up Justin Crawford. It's not going to happen. I've come to accept it. I've come to finally say, scratch it. It ain't happening. Again, you guys can call into the show. 610-314-0844 is the phone number. But, gosh, it's bad. They need outfield help. I agree about the bullpen. I'm still, even though they won this game, I'm still ticked at Rob for not walking Pete Crow Armstrong. They still need another manager. I'm sorry, I'm out. I'm broke on that, but. Yes, you're right about the bullpen. Strom gave up that home run to Ian Happ. Meatball. That was given to Ian Happ on a silver platter. And he just tattooed that baseball. Phillies are still our home team, thick or thin. Yeah, they are. Houston, Texas, Dave says, nice win. Slimy. This was a win that was, it's like a weight was lifted on over their shoulders, right? A weight was lifted over because I thought that they were going to continue to go on this losing streak. We didn't know when it was going to end. But this could also be, when we look back at this game, this could be one of those games where it was a fluke. This could be a fluke game, or they could build momentum off of this. Which path are they going to go down now is the question. Do they build off of this game? Do they continue to play small ball? Do they actually continue to show fight? Because they did show fight. They showed heart tonight. I couldn't believe it. Over these last 10 games, they've played heartless baseball. The product has sucked. In that 11th inning, though, they felt like that they had something to play for. So are they going to go down the road of we're going to continue to put together a nice string of baseball games? Even if we lose, we're going to go out there and play with heart? Or are they just going to go back to just this old style of baseball, this new style of baseball where, they just continue to look at the books. They open the books, and they don't scratch a game plan. I really thought that in that 11th inning, Rob said, scratch the game plan here. We're bunting. We're bunting. And the players executed it perfectly, like textbook perfect bunts. I don't know. I don't know which road that they're going to go down. I like Rob, but sometimes he does make stupid mistakes as AJP. Sometimes it feels like every game that I watch him, there's always something that he does that just absolutely is ridiculous. I don't know about you, but like as soon as P. Crow Armstrong had that base hit, I was like, man, you could have walked him. Dansby Swanson has been struggling, and you're putting in Carlos Hernandez in the position to fail because Carlos Hernandez is not that guy. If Carlos Hernandez does get that strikeout there, you're playing with fire. And yet we're happy that he gets the strikeout, but we're saying to ourselves, that wasn't on my bingo cards. And every time that we say that wasn't on my bingo cards usually means that we're shocked, and we haven't really felt like that in a very long time. The last time I think that we had that feeling was when Brandon Marsh had the double play in center field when he made the catch and then just threw out the runner at home plate. That was a phenomenal throw. Like, that was the only time. That was the last time, I would say, that we felt shocked. It's such a great question. Are they going to play with heart? Again, there's two paths. They can go down the path of, okay, maybe we're not the long ball hitting team that we are, or that we're supposed to be, but maybe we can figure this out. Maybe we can figure this out, and maybe we found a way. Even though we've been preaching it the entire time, it's like when the fans were saying to the Eagles, run the damn ball. Guess what the Eagles did? They ran the ball, and Saquon Barkley had a Hall of Fame season. Is this the time? And again, like, this is just one game. Is this week 5 after the bye week? Is this week 5 after the bye week? Is it? I pose that question to you. Is this week 5? Because we all know what happened after week 5. They started running the ball. They changed their entire game plan. They changed their entire identity just to run the ball and say that we're a run-first offense first, pass second. Is this team now going to say, you know what, we're a small ball team first, and then we're a power bat second? I don't know. This team has a chance to shock me. Are they going to do it? I don't think so. But who am I to say that they can't do it? After what they just pulled tonight in that 11th inning, anything is possible. AJP says the player on that team improving the most is Romano. He's been pitching pretty solid in the start of the year. He had a 15.77 ERA, and now he's down towards a 6, so he's improving. Yes, he's improving. But with that being said, he's not a 9th inning guy. That's the issue. And again, it's how they are using him. He's not a high leverage guy. If you had to face Ohtani, Freeman, and Betts, that's not an ideal spot for a lot of pitchers. Let's be fair. Okay. Well, let's not say Ohtani, Freeman, and Betts. Let's just say Kwan, Thomas, and Ramirez. Even in that case, I still don't want him pitching in those types of situations. I know that that's like a lefty dominant lineup, even though Thomas is a righty. I'm talking about the Guardians. But yeah, I don't really want him in that spot. But again, we wait and see. Houston says, "Run the ball, Phillies. Run the ball." I'm really wondering, could this be week 5? Could this be the bye week? Even though in baseball terms, this would really be like week 7, week 6. It might actually be week 5, actually, when you really think about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Shock me. Shock me. That's all I say. That's where I am. Jim Herb says, "Stop trying to hit a home run every swing. There's too many strikeouts, leaving too many runners on base. Need to get different players." And Jim, you are right about stop trying to hit a home run on every swing. If I have to see Alec Bohm pout and cry the way that he does all the time, I am going to continue to just bang my head figuratively on the desk. Because the way that he does it, it is immature. It is childlike. It's little league. It's little league. It's like he needs a bib. But I present this question. Are they finding something? Are they actually starting to buy into the small ball idea now? It's a rhetorical question. Did Dave Dombrowski have a conversation with Rob? Or did John Middleton come on in and just say, "Hey, bunt the damn ball. Bunt"? I don't know. Texans will run the ball with Chubbs and Mixon. Another thing the Phillies need to do during a ground ball is they need to learn to hustle to the bag, or not show hustle shows lack of heart. Tell you what, Brandon Marsh was out. I don't know what they needed to conclude that he was safe, to be honest with you. I don't know, but he was out. I don't care what replay shows. I don't care what they tell you. I'm sticking with my gut. He was out. He was out. We can agree or disagree, but guess what? I don't think he ran hard enough. And JT, while he did hustle into first base and avoided that double play, they need hustle. Castellanos, what are you doing? Trying to extend that single into a double. And even a bad throw by Ian Happ, a throw that was just a little bit off the line, he would have been out. You could have, again, I said this before, you could have parked a tow truck. Or just like, those like lawnmower trucks that have the extension of the wagon or whatever it is. You could have parked that there, and Castellanos would have been out. He would have hit that, like, by the time the throw was made over the second base, he would have just basically hit the rear end of that truck. That's how much he would have been out by. Romano's no lights out Lidge kind of guy. It's too many blown saves. Yeah, He's a seventh inning pitcher, a sixth inning pitcher, right? Sixth, seventh inning pitcher on a contender with a deep bullpen. If I were to look at the Guardians last year, if I looked at how deep their bullpen was, Romano is probably a fifth, sixth inning guy at best on that team. Gaddis is your eighth. Clase is your ninth, of course. Barlow, I think, was on that team. Scott Barlow, he was more of a seventh guy. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Jim also says Bohm leads the majors in hitting into double plays too. Too bad they didn't trade him during the offseason. Yeah. I know. I was with you there. I feel the same exact way. I didn't want Bohm back because it wasn't just because of his immaturity. It was also to send a message and saying, we can't tolerate this. How the hell do you go on a streak? You were 0 for your last 32. 0 for your last 32, and Rob has you come on in to pinch hit. Rob doesn't bench guys. Rob doesn't bench, but he had the audacity to bench you. And on the first pitch, in a pinch hit opportunity with base runners on, you pop out on a pitch that was high. A pitch that was high, and you give away that at-bat. That is disrespect at its fullest. And then we talk about the lack of hustle into second base. Are you slow? Yes. Did you show any heart extending that single into that double in Game 3 of the NLDS when your team couldn't even get a hit? No, you did not. You were out by the same thing. That was probably like, again, you could have parked easily a bus there and he would have been out. Because he was jogging. That is what gets you traded. That's what gets you traded. And I feel, again, I'm not like in the dugout. I'm not in the clubhouse. I'm not with the team. I don't cover them, from a beat writing perspective. But my gut tells me that the Phillies did try to shop him during the offseason, and no team wanted them. If that was the case, you would have thought that Alec Bohm, if you're a competitor, you would have been taking batting practice every single damn day. Every single day. And not just taking the batting practice hitting the curveballs. Look at what you struggled with last year in that playoff run. You know what he struggled with? He struggled with curveballs. He struggled with sliders that were low and away. And he also struggled with the high fastballs. Tonight, he was swinging at the first pitch. Now we got 2 hits on the first pitch. But the whole thing about taking a first pitch is to see what the pitcher is going to throw you. It's a game. You give away at-bats by swinging at the first pitch, and he just does it constantly. Constantly. And the Phillies had a chance to make a statement saying this shit is not tolerated. It's not tolerated. We don't deal with that stuff. Okay. We got like 3 or 4 guys that are one of the fastest players in the MLB. Still can't make it to the damn bag. I know. And then Trey Turner, of course. Again, I know they got the win tonight, right? We should be happy that they got the win. But to me, again, it goes two ways. Which direction do you go? Do you continue to play small ball and do what you did in that 11th inning and continue to master that? Or do you play dumb baseball with no heart, with no soul? I want to lean more towards that. I think that they could have found something tonight. And we're not going to really, only time's going to tell. Really. It's a shame that we don't get another game now. And we have to wait till tomorrow. Because I want to know. I do want to know. This could bring the team closer together. Which is what we've been asking for. We want heart. We want soul. Does this 11th inning in this game give them that edge? Six 610-314-0844 is the phone number. Jim says Bohm is toxic to them. He isn't a team player. He has no discipline. Again, like I've said this, at the end of the season, I went off on the guy. He is, the vibes that he brings out there on the field, they are Ben Simmons-esque. They're Ben Simmons-esque. Now, at least he physically shows up. Ben Simmons did not physically show up after he got scrutinized by the fans. But even if you're physically there and you're just not in it, like there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Alec Bohm in the first half of last year was an RBI producer. He was an RBI machine. He was protecting Bryce Harper. And so you could have Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff spot, and Bohm actually was producing runs. He was knocking in runs. Still, again, I criticize the frame and the lack of power that should be held in that bat. But guess what? He was producing runs last year. He found a way, and he wasn't just swinging at the first pitch like he is now. He was taking pitches, and he was actually in some way, sometimes, like once every 2 games, he did put up a 7-pitch at-bat. That stuff doesn't show up on the stat sheet, on the box score, the traditional box score, but that stuff does matter because it tells you that he's being more patient, that he's disciplined, and he's locked in. He's not locked in. He's not. Mark says Bohm should have bunted. The problem is that they don't practice that with Bohm. And even if they did, I don't even think Bohm would want to. And that matters because that's what this team is. Like, it's, call it soft, call it whatever it is, but no discipline. Bohm is immature, no discipline in hitting. He's not just one out, but many times he hits into double plays. Same thing with JT. And JT, it's sad because I want to think that JT tries because he does have a very good work ethic. You know, he's a workhorse. I mean, for the fact that this guy, for him to get taken out of a game when he got hit in the genitals, that's how he was out of the game. You knew it was bad. Like, he doesn't come out of games. He takes a lot of bullets. I think that JT has really just regressed as a hitter, and he just doesn't have it anymore. Out of all people, though, he had the RBI single tonight. So who am I to say that he doesn't have it anymore? Fair. But with his track record, we haven't had a JT run since 2023. We haven't had a JT run since 2023. Not even 2024. 2023. And they have to go back to the cycle that he had. That was the last time that JT had a run. Heading out to shower and go to bed. Got school tomorrow. Go Phillies and good night, JJ. Remember, you're a legend. AJP, you're the man, dude. I appreciate you. And again, I love you guys. And I've come to love making these post-game shows longer. And again, I do apologize. I should have just said that, I'm going to do a post-game show after this. I had to shut off the computer because it was running an overload. It was not good. It wasn't good. But we had to talk about this because we've been harping on the bad. We've been harping on all these losses that they've had, and we should have something nice. Even though a lot of the comments that I've talked about have just been more so of the negative, but there's a little turn. There's a little spin at the end of the tail. The tail is wagging a little bit. I don't know. Afro's here. He says, "Sup, peeps? What's going on, dude? We're just talking about the Phils. We're just having a venting session. I am still stunned that they won this game. And they beat a very good baseball team. They beat a good team. And all the odds were against them. All right. How many people do we have on here? We still have 20 people rocking with us. That's pretty wild, dude. That's pretty wild. I'm not going to lie. 30 likes, that's great. And again, I asked the question, are you happy about that comeback win? Yeah. One last thing, and then I will sign off. Okay, first of all, again, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for these 3 years. 2.5. It's awesome. And I'm not stopping. We're going to continue to put out more and more content. And not just about this team, not just about the Sixers and the Eagles, but you'll see more stuff. You got to keep the bells on. You got to keep the bells on, man. It's crazy. I'll leave you with one last thing. Okay? One thing that was running through my head when I saw Otto Kemp going over to hug Brandon Marsh, and I see Trey Turner pouring out the water on Marsh. Did that deserve a celebration? Did that deserve a celebration, is my question to you. My philosophy is stay grounded. You lost 9 of your last 10 games. Great comeback. Even though you played 10 bad innings, you were on your way of losing 10 of your last 11. Sure, you beat a good team, but this can't be Kansas City. This can't be Nick Sirianni chirping at the fans. I'm not saying that it was, but I'm not saying that anybody chirped at anybody. I'm saying that, can you still stay grounded after this type of a win? Because tomorrow, we're going to be watching them again. We're going to be taking a closer eye every single time that they've had a meaningful win, a good win, they follow it up with a stinker. Every time. I don't even have the stats in front of me, but you can go back to whenever they score 12 runs in one game. The next game, they follow that up with 1 run or 2 runs, and that's it. They followed up a 6-run game that they put up in the first 2 innings against Bowden Francis with a stinker. So do you think that they should have celebrated this win the way that they did? Or do you say, nice win, let's win the damn series? Michael says, JJ, what are you doing up so late? It's a post game show. Get in the zone, AutoZone, man. Yeah. Again, I wanted to make sure that we went live for a post-game show. I really love doing these post-game shows now because, again, it brings us even closer. And there's other people that really do enjoy this. And I see just from other people producing content like Nick's Film School and all these other people that are out there like those, you get more valuable conversations this way. And you also can build a community through this because some people don't like tuning on into just the games and they want to hear an actual post-game show and they want to talk, especially after a night like this. So I like opening this up to you guys, even though I got to be up at 4 in the morning. I'm crazy. But I realize that this is also a part of the sacrifice that I have to do too. Because again, I'm engaging with you all. Mark says, I was at the game and stayed on until the end, and not till the 10th inning did the crowd roar. Oh, it was roaring. I can't lie. And again, I know that it sounds like I don't feel this way. The kid in me was happy. The kid in me said, thank you. The kid in me said, yes. Yes. It gave me October baseball vibes. Red October baseball vibes. When I saw people jumping up and down and just the excitement from the fans. And even Otto Kemp smiling. Oh my gosh, that guy showed a lot of grit. That guy showed a lot of balls. And Bryson Stott, when he gets on with that bunt single, he pumped his fist. Yeah. Yes. It was nice to see. That was cool. That type of baseball I can buy into. That's a good product. That's a good product. No, thank you for the good broadcasting, says Afro. Well, I appreciate you, man. Jim says about the celebrating, too inconsistent to celebrate. What did they refer Marsh and Stott as? The daycare. Stop the childish antics. Thought it was a good question. Let's see what this snowball's into. Show up tomorrow and beat the damn Cubs. Let's get another win. Let's win a series for the first time in June. Let's win a series for the first time in June. Let's do it. Come on. When he broke 6,000 subs, I wish I could have snuck up behind you with a cooler of Gatorade. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I do. It was awesome. That was sick. I won't forget it. I got to get the equipment checked out, and I would do that tomorrow because we were definitely sending OBS into overload. We were. All right. Love you guys. Lava Tov. Good night. That's going to wrap it up for me. We were at this for 90 minutes. Wow. Good. Good. I could have read some quotes, but I'm not going to do that now. When we come back tomorrow, all right, my questions for you guys. First of all, be on the lookout for the mashed potato dance because it's coming out. It's going to come out, right? It's coming out. But again, I'll leave you with these questions. Are they going to build off of what they did in the 11th inning tonight, or are they going to go back to their own ways? They're at a crossroad. They're at a stop sign. Which way do you go? And how dominant is Mick Abel going to look tomorrow? How many innings can he give you? Because you're going to need him to pitch a lot of innings because Romano, Strom, and Orion, your quote-unquote top guns, aren't going to be available. So how many innings will Mick get you tomorrow? We'll see. And we'll be covering it on here on Play by Play with JJ. Love you all. Lava Tov. Good night. See you all in the next one.